that is a big thing that I'm saying. Like I'm not here for it's not all fun and games right now. Like I'm here to create content and get content so that I can do my job. I'm here for a job. It's not just
a job you take very seriously.
Yes. If I wanted to just be lollygagging around meeting all the famous people, I would, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to take their picture. I'm here to capture them. I'm here to provide that to the in this case, the Black Women Photographers Organization, so that they can post it, so they can promote their stuff. And they did this with a sponsorship with Afropunk, so also to like help build Afropunk's brand as well.
You know, thanks for bringing back that you had a whole big organization behind why you were there. And they're also getting in the way of that too, and how important that is.
You know, all the things. But thankfully it worked out. I was able to take the pictures after the security recognized that, like, okay, like it's funny because I had one pass and they were like, oh no, that pass doesn't matter anymore. And this was the pass I had gotten earlier that allowed me to go backstage, and they were like, oh no, you can't have that one, you need another one. So like things just switch up really quickly when you're at a festival.
How are you supposed to just find these passes? Like
a relationship, a connect,
a phone calls,
yeah,
and hopefully someone is available.
Yeah, no, Kaz called me on my Instagram because he was like, where are you? Let me get you this pass because I know that he just called you on stage. And I'm like, I'm right here. But then they were like, yeah, she needs another pass. And he walked all the way. Thanks, Kaz. You're so great. He walked all the way, real far away, and got me a pass. And then I was able to do what I needed to do and do what I came to do, which was take pictures.
Yeah, which is the only thing that you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we've gone from festival to festival to festival. Tell me about the first time you were to the event with your friend when you took the photo of SZA.
Oh, okay. So my friend Nikki at Hey She Draws is like a fantastic artist.
She Draws is her ad name?
Yes, it is. She's been my role dog since 2011 when we met in at Bowie State and realized we both loved J. Cole. So we went to a concert together and really didn't even know each other. That was really random, but yeah. So yeah, she had been doing different vendor opportunities at different festivals. So she had worked at Broccoli City, and I think this was the first Afropunk that she was doing. So it was like, you know, she needed help. So it's like, yeah, let's go on a road trip and drive up to Brooklyn, stay in Airbnb, and let's get this done. So she was selling some of her amazing art. She's a painter, she's a drawer, artist, all that. She's just fantastic. But so she was selling her stuff, and during that time I didn't have a press pass. I tried to apply for a press pass in the same way that I was doing with the concerts in the area of like, hey, my name is China, I'm a photographer, but they were like, no, you can't have one. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just come and support Nikki. So I went there, but I was like, I'm gonna still bring my camera and I'm gonna bring my lens too. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it. So the way it sounds now is kind of funny, but like she had all her art and stuff, and it was in a bin. So we set all her stuff up overnight, and I just left my camera and my lens in there, and we just locked up the space that she was in. And then the next day I just took my camera out, and it was like, I'm just here taking pictures. So I took a lot of pictures of artists, of people that were just walking around. And then towards the end of the night, I was like, I have a 70-200, which is a long lens. And I was like, let me see what I can do from the crowd.
Yeah. You can get some work on those kind of lenses.
Yes.
I got a chance to use that lens at the March on DC in August 2020. And the dude from CSNBC lent me his lens.
Oh.
And it was crazy.
Yeah.
And he had the little stilt for it
yes,
too.
Yes.
I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So like and then there's like this other like random trick that I learned, but what is it called? I think it's called photo area in your camera, but So I had a crop sensor camera at the time, which crops things in even closer. I think it's like 1.5 times what a full frame camera would do.
Yeah.
So it crops it in even closer. So I took advantage of that. And I was like, okay, so it's
like in the pores.
Yes. So it was like I had a 70-200, but it was really like I'm trying to do math in my head. Whatever 70 times 1.5 is and 200 times 1.5 is. Yeah. Whatever that is what it really was. So like I think that's like 105 to 300, something like that. All that to say, I'm in the crowd by myself. There's a gazillion people around me. This is when SZA had come out with Control, so everyone loved her. Great album.
Yes.
I think this was after the Lies. It was in the middle of the Lies. So I've been listening to SZA since high school too, or at least since college, but since her mixtapes. But yes, so I like had to stand on my tippy toes, like raise my arms all the way up and like flip the viewfinder down because I couldn't look through flip the screen down because I couldn't look through the viewfinder because I had to hold my camera all the way up and have my arm steady and push the button all at the same time because I was trying to get these pictures of SZA. And at this time, it's actually kind of cool, but at this time, Nicki had art of SZA that she drew too. So I took the pictures. This was the Saturday. I took the pictures and I was like, I think I got some good stuff in there. Like, I was not close at all, so I don't even know how I did it. But I was like, I think I got some good stuff. So we got back to the Airbnb, started editing pictures. I was like, yeah, I think I got some stuff. So I think the day after I posted it on my Instagram, and I was like, SZA, look at this. I shot these when I was like I'm only 5'2.5". I was like, I shot this from the crowd. And she was like, well, you took them like you 5'9". And I couldn't believe she saw it. And I think that was one of the first times that I had an artist like recognize my work. I think I cried that day too. Very emotional. And that same day, SZA noticed Nicki's booth and her art there. So it was just like a really like, once again, those whole full circle, like, I can't believe this is happening moments. Where it just feels really special. Like you just think about where you came from just listening to these people and just being fans to what you did to produce the art that you did of them, and then like for them to be able to see it and appreciate it. It's just like so cool. I think that picture's in there too. Yeah.
The one time I never touched the portfolio. Actually, it is in there.
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about it earlier, and you were like, yeah, so here's the story. Here's how I got it. That's an amazing photo. Let me get a close up on this.
So this is in the crowd.
Yeah.
I was nowhere near her at
How
the
far
moment.
away would you say you were when you took that photo?
I don't know yards and stuff, but
If you took a guesstimate.
at least half a football field,
Wow, so you're 50 yards away if you took a guess.
if not more.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Wow.
But yeah, I love this picture just because I was working hard to get it and I liked it, and I think that's always like the special times for me.
Yeah.
Is always when I work hard to do something and then it pays off.
Alright, so what's next? Actually, what's next for your portfolio? That's a good question.
That's a good question. So I've done a lot. I still love shooting concerts. I still want to shoot music. I just saw that Lucky Day is coming 9 days before my wedding next year, and I would like to shoot him because he's really cool. And
a lot of these questions on Twitter.
Twitter's like,
should I
do this?
I need some answers. Can I get some opinions?
Please give
Actually,
me.
I think it's admirable how much you allow Twitter to have a say in things. Not whether you're gonna listen to it, just like let me give them a chance.
I think that actually comes from my general curiosity about just different things and just hearing different viewpoints.
Yeah.
And I think it also comes from to kind of what I do in my full-time job, because a lot of stuff I do, or some of the stuff I do has to do with like user research and a lot of like customer facing things. So like I care about what other people think because I have to, and I use what other people say, what other people feel about a certain thing on the platform that I help manage to make it better. So I think that I'm very, I like to ask questions because I want to know what people's thoughts are.
Yeah.
Even if it's not something I agree with, or if it's not something I'm gonna do, I'm always interested. I like doing polls and just asking people questions. That's why I was trying to figure out what time people go to sleep at night, and apparently I am of the minority.
What time do people go to sleep at night?
I said, what time do people over the age of 25 go to sleep during a work week? The options were 11 to 12, 12 to 1:30, 1:30 to 2:30, or 2:30 or later. I had so many quote tweets with people being like, what about 9? What about 10? And I was like, I didn't know people did that. Honestly, I've always been a night owl, but like,
I'm a true night owl.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So like, I go to sleep during a work week at like 2:30. And that's just always been regular. Or like, I guess if I had to wake up like before the pandemic, it would be like 1:30. But I never went to sleep on the same day that I woke up. Like
That's real.
It's not like, oh, you get up at 7 and you go to bed at 11 p.m. Like, no, I never did that. And I think I've just always been a night owl. But like, yeah, just stuff like that. I just like engaging with other people and understanding what their thoughts are, and just seeing where mine is either intersect or don't. It's just interesting.
Yeah. So your portfolio.
Yes. Where do I see things going next year? Well, the first 4 months, who knows, because I'm gonna be planning a wedding. But after that, I probably would like to do more festivals. I didn't really get the chance to indulge as much as I wanted to this year. One, because we're still in the pandemic, and I'm still a little, I was always a little weary. But I like still would like to shoot different shows. I feel like that while I have been able to build my portfolio up, that's still kind of like music is always just like my home girl. Like that's who I always run back to because it's what I enjoy the most. But I would like to get paid for it more. Because I think when you start out doing music, you don't get paid as much. But you also are building a portfolio, and that's kind of the reason why that happens. But now I feel like I've built one, so I'm a bit more reluctant to go out and just shoot. Like, there was a point in time where I was shooting shows like every night after work. Like, I remember, I think I shot like, who was that? It was Kiana Lede, and then it was like a Goldlink show, and then it was somebody else. It was just like back to back to back. Chief Keef, yeah. It was like a whole bunch of people that are totally not related in their music, but it was just like, I would just go after work. I would leave DC, drive up to film. Yeah.
You take photos of people, your fans.
Absolutely. That is also the thing, which is always fun, and that's another reason why I always enjoy this, is because I'm able to not only shoot famous people or famous artists, but my favorite people. Like, these are the people that their music has gotten me through stuff. Like, and that's special to me. That's really special. But yeah, just being able to be appreciated and compensated properly for some of the things that I do, I think is something I want to do. But I also have a lot of ideas that I have been afraid to execute over the years. For what reason, I don't know. I think I might just be afraid to just do it because I think I'm afraid of it not turning out how I want it. But if I never start, I'll never know. But I was able to like do one of those earlier this year, which was kind of cool. I want to get a bit more into like editorial work, So I like planned a photo shoot with my sister in the basement of my house where we just like did like a 60s mod theme, which is something I had always been thinking about. Like I always liked that era. So like that was one of the things I was finally able to check off the list of ideas that I've had for years. But I'm also like, I want to, because I'm such a fan of music and because like I love the DMV, I want to do more work with like DMV artists, like whether it be, I have some ideas for that too, but I just need to reach out to some of the people and do them. Or like we have been, like it's artists that I've been trying, we had been planning to get together and then like stuff just happened or all that stuff. So I want to kind of do more stuff like that. And then I also just like want to continue to build up like community of creatives, and do more community work, because I feel like I've done a lot and I want to just continue to give back to who helped me. So the community, super important.
So referencing the community, you had something you told me about during our break that you were glad you got a chance to do this year.
Oh yes, Cameras and Combos, which
Tell me
is
about that.
Cameras and Combos is an event put on by Community of Creatives, which is a organization that I co-founded with Sean Cooper, and we just kind of bring different photographers in the area together and just have a conversation. So this was the second one that we had, and we were able to have some really dope artists and photographers from this area just kind of speak on their experiences, and we want to make it like an open forum where people can just ask questions, because I feel like this area is budding with artists and budding with creativity. So like we had, I don't want to forget anyone's name. Let me think. We had Zara from Zara Visuals. She's a fantastic Baltimore artist or photographer. She has her own studio. Crazy. She did Ari Lennox. She shot Ari Lennox. She shot Ari Lennox for something, one of her songs or something like that. Oh, here's a picture of Ari Lennox that Juice has handed me. I do love this picture because
It's an amazing photo.
I feel like she was given drama, and that's what I wanted. I think that's what she does when she performs. I think that's always a big part of what I like to do, is capture the artist how I feel them. So like when she's singing like "Break Me Off" and she got her fur and she's doing all like, yes, yeah, do that. Give me drama in the picture. That's what I want. So yes, that's always dope. But yeah, so we had Zara, we had Maeva, who also shot our engagement pictures. She's also great. We had Mike, Mikael Selassie, who is out in LA killing it right now. He just shot like Moneybag stuff. He did the behind the scenes for the Polka Dot video with J. Cole and Wale. Like, also awesome. We also had we split it up in like old school versus new school. Because we had some like more seasoned people, so like Tamon and Gary from the Creative Theory Agency. I might have said that wrong, but I don't think I did. They're a media agency, so they do a lot. I think Tamon used to be is still a photographer. They're both photographers. But yeah, they have an agency where they just work with different brands to help market new media and things like that. And they also run the gift shop, which is in Union Market. Nah, they're really cool. They're really cool. That's I love that. You saw that's where Jada's her book signing was.
That's how I came across them. So when you referenced them, I was like, I was actually researching and looking them up. Like, hey, I don't really know these people, but I think I'm interested in reaching out to get to know them.
Yeah, no, they're really cool people, down to earth people. also had oh my gosh, Vina. Has to be Vina. Should I check or should I just not?
It's up to you.
Okay,
Like,
let me
if you
check.
want to,
Because
if you care about the name, I think you should.
I care about the name because
It's alright. They homies. They understand if you might forget it. This has been a long interview. You've had to say a lot of names. It's okay to forget certain people's names.
okay, I was right. I knew it.
Okay, all right. So you was
Vina,
there. You was
yes.
there. Yeah.
Yes.
See, there you go.
Okay, I feel much better.
All right,
Yes.
It's good. You just had to check to be sure.
I have to check. I have to
that's
check.
all. You know.
Everybody deserves their credit.
Yeah,
She is the
and
art.
spelled correctly.
Yes.
Like somebody's birth certificate that the hospital messed up.
That's me.
Yeah.
But yes, like she's like an art director for Makedo, which is down H Street. It's like a food place, and she like does all the direction for all the photography there,
And the vending, and the clothing,
yeah.
and the merch, and